Hi, in this presentation we'll be looking at a system called Internet Business Logic. It's online at reengineeringllc.com, and its use in querying via some knowledge in rules a database called DrugDB. So first a little bit about the Internet Business Logic system, and then we'll show how it's used with DrugDB to figure out some things about drug interactions. The Internet Business Logic system works as a kind of wiki for content in executable English, and unlike many other systems, the vocabulary is actually not controlled, it's open. And the idea is to combine several kinds of semantics, first of all English semantics, so that an end user or business analyst can input knowledge in the form of business rules in English, and then run the rules, and then see English explanations of the results. To support that, there's a notion of semantics 2, which is a theory of declarative knowledge that says what it should be possible to deduce from any collection of rules and databases. And that idea, that theory of declarative knowledge, is built into the system called Internet Business Logic, which is an application-independent system, and it's built in such a way that the system can generate SQL automatically over databases such as DrugDB, and it can also reason over RDF. So that's a very brief look at the Internet Business Logic system and what's inside it. And let's look now at how you would actually use it. So you would go to reengineeringllc.com, you'd click on Internet Business Logic, and you would replace the ID here with HCLS DrugDB, and you would replace the password here with HCLS DrugDB and type the word author after it, and then click on the Go button. So once you've done that, the system has come up with a start page that shows you the various things that it can reason about. And the one that we're interested in today is reasoning about this database called DrugDB. And first we'll look at the rules and the way of accessing the data that define what the reasoning that we're going to do. I should say at this point that DrugDB was created by a small company, and they only want us to use it for experimental and non-commercial purposes. Here's a rule about how to use the data in DrugDB, and the rule says if the things above the line are all true, then we can conclude the thing below the line, and that is that the drugs with name 1 and name 2 have ingredients that interact with some severity. So everything that we'll be doing with reasoning over DrugDB is spelt out in a series of rules that you're most welcome to look at. And actually this page is a page where you can edit also. So we hope that you may consider playing with the system, running the rules that are here, and also adding some more rules of your own. The rules both document what's in DrugDB and also say how to use it. So apart from rules that reason about the contents of the database, there are also rules that say how to get at the database itself. And this rule just says if we can find on somewhere on the web, in this case at Reengineering LLC, a DBMS with a database name TOPS data drug and a table name like this, if we can find that on the web, then we can conclude that the therapeutic class table in the database has this data inside it. So we've now looked at everything that defines what we're going to do, and as we said, it's editable. We hope you will add to it. We do ask that you make your own copy before adding, so that the basic demo stays the same. So if we have those rules ready and we say, okay, show me the questions that the system can answer based on those rules, then the system says, here are some of the things that we can do. And if we click on the conclusion of the rule that we were looking at, we get a question that we could ask. Before asking it, we could specialize it. These menus are generated automatically from the material that you saw on the agent page where you could edit the rules. And it went out to SQL and said, here are some drug names you might like to choose from. And you could specialize other parts of the system in similar ways. You could say, I'm interested in some particular severity. Let's see what severities are available, 0, 1, 3, 5, and 6. But for the moment, for this simple demo, we'll just ask the question open. And the system, obviously, there's a lot of data in the drug database, but the system gives us this answer. So it's really filtered a lot to produce this answer. Now, when it was doing that, what it did underneath the covers was to automatically generate this SQL. So as you can see, there's a fairly large conceptual gap between what a user is interested in knowing about drug databases and drug interactions, and the SQL that is generated automatically underneath the covers. And it would be difficult to reconcile that conceptually by hand. But normally it's not necessary to know anything about that SQL. We could just say, okay, for instance here, I would like to see an explanation now at the user level of why hexadrel and laniazid interact because of those ingredients. And the system has come up with a step-by-step explanation. Here are the headlines. And these explanations, or proofs, if you will, can become fairly complicated, but they're always automatically hypertexted so that you can click and go down and see the whole explanation as you wish, either by scrolling or by clicking on the hypertext links. So that's the basic idea of using the system with a drug database. As you'll see, if you go to use the system, there are many other things, other sets of rules. In particular, there's one about doing oil industry supply chain in the same kind of style, where you write these rules and go out and reason over SQL to produce an answer. So that's the end of our brief demo. As mentioned, you can use the system by going to reengineeringllc.com and clicking on Internet Business Logic and logging in either directly using a demo ID or, as we mentioned, typing in HCLS drug DB, and the password is that phrase again with author AUTHOR appended on the end, and you'll be all set to do what we just did. So once again, this is what's inside the system, but when you're using the system, this is basically how it is used. Thanks for your time. Please send us comments to internet.business.logic@gmail.com.